Alright, hi guys. So you can do of the second book review. I will say of the book reviews I've looked at so far, granted I've just started, they're actually all doing really, really well. They're doing great. Bigly fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. No. Most of you are doing really well. In general, the comments I'm making are things like be sure and state why, what is the author's purpose? And usually they tell you that in the instructions, what is it they're trying to achieve by writing the book. Or I might make a comment, be sure to tell me about the sources. And the reason I do that is for those of you that are going to be historians, it's important to know, where do people find things? What kinds of sources go into a professional book? So for that, it doesn't have to be exhaustive. Just tell me primary, secondary, and give me examples. So what archives do they use, or what newspapers, or what other authors, things like that. In general, the pros, things like that, very fine, so no need to worry about there. Most of you are going to get A's and B's, so nothing really to worry about there. So with the movie review, what this basically is one of the things that I like to do in my lower division classes is this is what I use for their long-term paper. And it's a fun assignment because we can really see how history can be used to tell the backdrop of a story. And although you can't use it because for this I actually want, a movie that, attempts to be accurate, probably, the best thing I can think of that's currently playing is Wonder Woman, which is absolutely fantastic. Go see it if you haven't. But it's, obviously the standard, Wonder Woman superhero movie, but yet you can use World War I to tell the story. And you can use this whole, Greek mythology, Ares, god of war, destroying everything. Well, you can take World War I, the war to end all wars, the Great War, and then, you can adapt that to fit the narrative. And so what I'd like you to do is basically watch a movie dealing with any subject in American history. I would prefer 1945 to the present just to keep it within the course, but I have no problem making a special exemption for whatever. And, basically, how accurate is the movie? Does it really nail the feeling? Like, what is it trying to portray? So there's not really a right way or a wrong way to do this. You can do it in any number of ways. I've posted some questions just to kind of give you a heads up. I'll talk about those in a second. But one of the things you're going to need to do is 2 outside sources. Now, what do I mean by outside sources? They can be a textbook, okay? So if you are doing Forrest Gump and you want to talk about his Vietnam stuff, feel free to use Kyle Longley's Grunts. But then you'll need to find another book as well. Basically, don't use lecture. Now, when I say outside sources, can you use a website? I'm going to say this. If it is a really, 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 really good website, I will consider it. But obviously, WikipediaAnswers.com, no. For me to approve you using a website, it's got to be something that is fantastic that, because you're college students. This is an upper division class. You should be going and using sources found at the library. Okay. Now, being an online class, we can actually work around that because there's a lot of stuff digitized, a lot of stuff online, journal articles. You don't actually have to physically go to Edmund Lowe. Okay. But I do want you looking there first. So what's a type of website that I would consider approving? If you're going to do Hidden Figures, okay, the movie about the women who, help get the Mercury program, off the ground. See what I did there? NASA, okay, if NASA has a really, really, really good page about them that contains more information than you can find at a library source, feel free to use it. If you're going to use something from the CIA website, something from the FBI website about J. Edgar Hoover, fantastic. But if it's simply, going to some .org website and, something that you could easily have found in the library, then no, I won't approve it. So go through the library first. Website should be only your, I don't want to say last resort, but unless it's really, really, really good, yeah, probably last resort. So if you want to look for stuff at the library, what I recommend is I pulled up the webpage, so library.okstate.edu, and then we want to search the BOSS system. So let's say we're going to do Hidden Figures, okay? So let's search for women at NASA, just say. Okay, well, my internet's gonna take a bit. Okay, then, women at work in NASA, government, blah, 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 blah. Now here's the thing. Okay, I'm assuming online, you might not be in Stillwater, you might not want to go, whatever. So what you do is over here to the left, click full text online. And what that does, that's only going to show you stuff that you can access from your computer. Okay, so here we have this crafting flight, aircraft pioneers, da-da-da-da-da. So, okay, let's click it. And then I want to view it, so click here. And, okay, full tab. So then let's, we'll follow the links, get wherever we need to go. And loading. Maybe it's still loading. Come on, some link can go a little faster. Great, I say that and it stops. Okay, there we go. And boom, here is this book that, you can cite, that, creating flight, aircraft pioneers, contribution men and women, NASA Langley Research Center, and boom. And if there's something in here you can use, there you go. Other stuff might require you to sign in to view it. Just use your OK credentials. So let's see. It's a peer-reviewed journal. Let's click this one. Let's see if this makes us do it. And we're going to view it. And then, here's, the various links you can do. And then click it. Okay, same thing. But sometimes it might ask you to sign in or log in here. Connect through your stuff. Okay, so let's do Oklahoma State University. I can spell University. Okay, we're going to find us. And yeah, we're going to log in. And then it'll bring us to this page. So off campus, so you just do your OK stuff. So at okstate.edu. And my password that I'm not going to tell you. Submit. Do not use AOL top speed. AOL is still a thing in 2017? Really? Okay. Now watch, one of you uses AOL. I'm going to get a really angry email. I'm sorry, I thought the discs were just coasters. And then, boom, here you go. So, no, I don't want to remember my password. And then here, and then now from ProQuest, I can find whatever database the journal is in. So, when I say two books, two journal articles, whatever, just two different sources. And the reason for those different sources is, if we come back to our assignment, in general, the best way to think of this, and I've got questions, but the best way to think of it, is the movie accurate? In the sense, if it's going to be 42 about Jackie Robinson, does it accurately portray his life? Does it accurately portray what's going on, or the racism of the era, or whatever it is you want to focus on? And this can be open-ended. Okay, this does not have to be a literal case-by-case, well, they did this was accurate, they did this, you can focus on racism, stereotypes. If you want to focus how baseball was played, okay, in Jackie Robinson, that's fine. Well, I've literally had students do movies about fashion of The Great Gatsby. Was that accurate? Whatever you want to do, have fun with it. Because my goal is, most people get history through movies. I mean, your average person is not a history nut. And so, okay, again, let's drift back to Wonder Woman, which my wife is going to drag me to see again tomorrow. But, it is literally the highest grossing movie on the First World War ever. Okay, literally, more people are going to know about World War I from that movie than anything else. And so what I would like you to do, if you were going to do that movie, which, you know what, fine. If you want to do Wonder Woman, I'm a World War I historian, what the hell, knock yourself out. But for me, I only noticed a few minor, inaccuracies. Believe it or not, for a portrayal of World War I, aside from the whole Wonder Woman thing, they obviously kill off a named historical figure, not going to spoil the movie, that does not die in World War I. the plane that Chris Pine's character is flying, the Fokker Eindecker, would not have been in use in 1918. That had been replaced 2 years earlier in 1916. And, when the Germans invade, the island of where she's from that I have forgotten. I'm a Marvel fan, apparently. Cap America. And here come the cavalry charging down. They forget that literally their whole rifle bayonet weapon system is designed to stab somebody from horseback. That's what it's designed for. But aside from those niggling things and the fact the trenches are too wide, because nobody gets that right in a World War I movie, it's a fairly accurate depiction of the First World War. It's a fairly accurate depiction of things like women, campaigning for the vote, or the fact that literally in Victorian Edwardian style England, with ladies, you wore like 10,000 layers of clothing, when she, starts taking her jacket off and, you see, collarbone, that would have scared the hell out of people. You just did not do that. So that's the kind of stuff I want you to look at. Is it accurate? Does it really convey what's going on? I've got some stuff, things like, what historical themes are present. So, okay, Titanic, which, again, I really don't want you to do. I'll make an exception for Wonder Woman. But in general, I'd like you to 45 and forward. But historical themes, so, okay, Titanic. I don't care about love, okay? I don't care that, you know what, there was room on that piece of driftwood for both of them. That is a horrible love story, okay? But instead, things like poor people, steerage, they don't get lifeboats. Or they're in the bowels of the ship. Or the rich snobs, they want to get off first, and to hell with, the poor people. That's the kind of themes I want. Or the theme of hope, America still being like this new world. Or themes like, just the stupid amount of luxury that they put on this liner that realistically, and this is actually going to lead to a conspiracy theory after the sinking. How could that thing be profitable? It's just so much grandeur went in. How do you make money off that? Okay, that's the kind of themes I'm looking at. What does the film tell us about the popular perception of the era it's being portrayed? Meaning, what do we think as a society today or when the movie was made? What do we think of that time? So again, Wonder Woman, World War I, we think it's a giant pile of crap. Death, disease, just wholesale slaughter. Okay, that's what we think of it. Okay, so how does film show us about what we want to think of an era? How accurate is the movie? I mean, literally, is it like Jackie Robin's story, which is a good faith effort at not only this man's life, but also the fact that literally people were racist assholes and, who literally are, okay, we're going to discriminate against you simply because of your skin color. Does it do a good job with that? Or is this going to be like Pearl Harbor, which, yeah, there was a place called Pearl Harbor, and yeah, it was attacked, but everything else simply is not true. Okay, two people cannot fit in the cockpit of a P-40 Warhawk. It just ain't going to happen. Not to mention they're using a Warhawk in that movie, and it should have been a Tomahawk, but I'll shut up. How can history be used as a backdrop to tell a story? And that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. How accurate is this versus how is this how we want to see something? And I think I mentioned it when we were talking about McCarthy. But Arthur Miller, who, fun fact, I just found out Arthur Miller is, oh God, I just forgot his name. Daniel Day-Lewis. I just found out Arthur Miller is Daniel Day-Lewis's father. Small world. But he writes The Crucible about the Salem witch trials. And while it's fairly accurate based on what we know from 1692, it's not about the Salem witch trials. It's about McCarthy. It's about the fact that, okay, today, you're a communist. Well, your life's over. We can't make a movie lampooning that. So instead, we'll make it, you're a witch. Your life's over. Same thing. It's using a historical setting to tell a story. So what I'm looking at is, you could address the questions above. You can go on your own tangents. What do you like about the movie? What do you hate about the movie? What's accurate? What's not? Is there something about it that, was just so awesomely done that you just want to just talk about it forever? Or is there something that is just so blatantly wrong that you want to take this movie to town? Whichever you want to do, that's totally fine. So again, accepted works, scholarly stuff, things like that. If you want to use a website, send me the link. I'll check it out. But be forewarned, unless it's a really, really, really good website, I'm going to tell you no. Okay? Again, it's an upper division class. You need, we don't have a term paper in this course, largely because of the compressed nature. But I would like you to start doing some library research, and this is kind of a good way to do it. I've included a bunch of movies. You can, and you know what, I even have some pre-stuff, so you know what, fine. If you want to do all of American history, that's totally fine, because most of these are going to be made at least after 1945. So that can at least tell us what we're thinking of at the time. Now, what was I going to say? You can do movies not on this list. I wrote this list a while ago. I mean, that's why you can see that I talk about, being able to find a movie at Hastings, which clearly doesn't exist anymore. But, if there's a movie not on this list, just email me. I'll approve most things. So long, superhero movies, no. So Cap America, because that's just way off the beaten path. But Wonder Woman, believe it or not, with the exception of the superhero aspect, okay, this whole concept of trying to develop a better gas that would render gas masks useless, that's not that far from history. I mean, that's literally the whole point of mustard gas is, literally, if it gets on your skin, it'll burn and scar your skin. Okay, if you look at Dr. Maru, they hint, oh yeah, she's burning fire. Those are mustard gas burns. Okay, literally, the woman got too close to mustard gas based on her injury. And, the kind of grotesque face mask, that's what passed for plastic surgery in World War I. That's actually very well done. So if it makes an attempt to be accurate or it's a satire, perfectly fine. Musicals, fine. Cap America, love the movie, but, probably not. So if you're not sure, just go ahead and email me. Just let me know as soon as you can. But otherwise, this is assignment go. Have fun with it, okay? There's no reason why we can't have fun in a summer course. I think that's all I've got for you now. I'll go ahead and post lecture as normal. We'll be coming up to the second exam here at the end of the week. We'll probably do it the exact same way. I'll post stuff on Thursday and then probably go ahead and give you till Monday. So my goal is to have your book reviews done, if not tonight, hopefully tomorrow, but for sure, by Wednesday. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you're enjoying the course. We're at the halfway point now. So savor your summer vacation while you can, because fall is coming up too damn quick. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.